Plains Indian Wars by John Pineski. How to play number 3. The enemies of the Plains Indians. These are represented by the purple cubes and the purple dice. And in setup, you place 1 cube each in the 5 northern purple regions and 2 in Canada. And place 1 purple cube each in the 5 southern purple regions and 2 in Mexico. And then upon the purple disc draw, you can take 1 cube out of the purple ready box and place it in any purple region or Canada or Mexico. It doesn't have to be purple controlled. So, example like this, purple can be placed in here. And then an activation would have to take place. All right, upon placement, and let's just say we placed it here in Mexico, you can activate 1 group and do a group move up to 2 regions. They don't have to move together, they can split up. And they can move into any purple region, any region that is adjacent to purple, so these would be in play. You can move into Mexico, in and out of Mexico via these purple arrows. They can move in and out of the Rockies via these purple arrows. And here, since you can move here, there's a purple arrow. And the same with the north. You can activate and move within purple, in and out of Canada via these purple arrows, in and out of the Rockies, and in regions, the Northern Plains regions adjacent to purple region. Okay, now let's talk about influence movement, since it's a little tricky. So 1 cavalry piece can move 1 purple during the cavalry turn. They wouldn't be able to go here because purple cannot go there, but they can move here. Cavalry can go into purple region. Settlers cannot. So this would be allowed. And let's reverse it. 2 purple cubes can influence movement 1 cavalry piece. That would be legal. Okay, that's influence movement. Let's talk about ambushes. So ambushes were designed for the Northern and Southern Plains Indians. So for example, if a force moved into this region is only 1, this guy would get a free shot ambush upon here. But what about the reverse? What if we had this situation? And on the Southern Plains tribe orange turn, they moved in here. The designer's saying this guy gets a free ambush against these guys. Of course, same with here. Purple, we get a free ambush against green forces on the green turn. All right, more discussion about engagements. So let's bring in some cavalry and settler cubes together. So first off, settlers cannot go into purple region. That's not allowed. But you have a situation here where purple could be here and settlers could be here. They cannot coexist without cavalry force. Illegal, cannot do it, legal. If they were, let's say we had a situation like such, and these guys moved in here. They will not fight together. Purple and brown will not fight together. So the U.S. player will have to make a decision of who they want fighting with them. Either purple and cavalry, or purple would have to sit out in the settlers. And if you end up with a situation where, let's say these forces were destroyed and now there's no cavalry, well then purple would have to retreat out of the region into the legal region, or vice versa. Okay, let's talk about Let's talk about movement. Okay, so, well, maybe a retreat. So this guy was retreating out of this engagement into here, then purple would have to move out. Or, if make it legal, if purple's retreating out of this engagement into here, then brown would have to move out. So study the rules on that, little nuances with purple and settlers. All right, the other thing is there can be no purple attacks against white wagons. These guys are on the same side. They're not going to attack them, so they can coexist. And let me just see. All right, let's talk about victory points. All right, so in the victory point schedule, first off, the purple technically do not control a region. They can negate control to the Plains Indians and to the cavalry. The cavalry can control a purple region if they have the majority forces in that region, and thus control it and avoid, say, the northern plains or southern plains from controlling it. So let's get some scenarios here. This would be cavalry control. This is not cavalry control. All right, so scenario as far as control, if the cavalry have a majority, and I'm going to have to make this legal here, control of the 10 regions. Let's take one purple out. So in this situation, cavalry controls 1, 2, 3, 4 northern regions. And let's give the plains, northern plains, control of 1 in the north. And in the south, let's give the southern ones a couple of control. And we'll just leave these blank. So as far as the Plain Indians, they control 1, 2, 3 regions versus the U.S. cavalry player, which controls 4. The U.S. cavalry player controls a majority. Therefore, under the rules, there's a -3 points to the Plains Indians victory point schedule, -3. All right, that's one rule. Another rule is, in order to count this region as 1 point for controlling that region, you have to have a minimum of 3 within the north to control that, and to count these, you need 3. So right now, there's 0 points the Southern Plains can gain for this because they have 2. If they had this, then they can count these. So that would be 1, 2, 3 points. If they had this, that's a minimum of 3. So now they can count each one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 victory points. Under this situation, 0. No points. Under this situation, they meet the minimum requirement, so now they can count each one of these regions. 0 points, 3 points, 4 points. Okay, and also, if we leave it like this, that's 4 in the north, and now so they can count those 4 points. There's 4 in the south, you can count these 4. That's 8 of the 10, so they're not going to be penalized at -3 points. Let's kind of do another quick scenario here. We'll eliminate these. We'll give cavalry forces back to 4 control in the north versus 1. And give them 1 in the south. So cavalry has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regions under control, and the Plains Indians have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 to 4. That's -3 points. However, they're going to pick up 3 points here, so it's going to cancel it out because they have a minimum of 3. They're not getting any additional points here. That's how the victory points work. Another thing you need to be aware of, if rare situation where the game is tied, then the first tiebreaker is whichever player has control of the majority of the purple region. So check out that tiebreaker. And then I kind of wanted to discuss a couple of the cards. Plenty Coup, just one. Geronimo is another one. And there was another cavalry card somewhere that would apply. Yeah, here we go. So let's look at these cards. So these are during the U.S. Cavalry turn, blue disc draw. These are 2 event cards. The Nelson Miles card says you can play in a Southern Plains or Southern Purple region. So that indicates that blue cavalry can enter the purple region. You're not going to find this card with the settlers. You're not going to find any settler brown cards saying this because they can't go in the purple region. And of course, the benefit here is you can ignore treaty symbols, and if you're combining, if there's a combination of northern and southern tribes together, they would be normally rolling more than 2 dice, and in this situation, they're only limited to 2 dice and in the casualties. But the point is that they can be played in the South Purple region. And there's a coinciding card called Plenty Coup, and it's the cavalry forces can play in the Northern Plains tribe region or the Northern Purple region, indicating cavalry can go there. Settlers, you won't find this card in the settlers deck. All right, and let's look at Geronimo. Now, Geronimo is a Southern Plains tribe card. And the situation is, let me set it up here, an ambush. So you make an ambush against 2 adjacent regions. So this guy can ambush both of these guys here. And that's just a free shot. They're going to roll 2 dice, 1 against him and 1 against him. And the point is that after it's over, okay, treaty symbols act as hits. Great, you can. It's a hit and run. After it, then retreat to Mexico. So Mexico is an area that can accommodate any number of forces. Of course, blue and brown cubes can't go into Mexico, but this is sort of an area that both can occupy. So there's no engagement here. It's not going to result in a conflict. Same with the Rockies. This can happen. Purple and orange can coexist. Purple and green can coexist in Canada, or the Rockies up there. And I think that's it. You have any questions or comments, let me know. This is just to learn how to play purple, which can be a little bit confusing.